Hey everyone, it's Marsha Grace, your Calm Creativity Connector, and we're here in the calm, in the center of the storm of C19, as I call it. And how are you doing today? I'd love if you'd drop me something in the box there. Tell me, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling happy? Are you contented? Are you stir crazy? I'd love to hear how you're doing. It's been a challenge for all of us through this time, I'm sure, in one way or another. So we're all in this together, and we'll all get out of this together. So that's what I know. I know that for sure. And we're sure as one can be in this world about anything, because and I'm here. I'm here because I've been doing this series for the last 20. I think this is number 27 of Calm in the Storm, the 27th day that I've done this, and it's been wonderful. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning and prepare and do stuff and get dressed, and because I could be slopping around in my nightgown probably all day if I didn't have something to look forward to, as I'm sure many of you are feeling the same. But I'm here because I want to assure you that there is a way to view your feelings and your experiences differently, so that you can discover the solutions that you have right within you. All of us are feeling all kinds of fears: fear of our own health, fear of health of our loved ones. Perhaps we've even had some death in the family, which there's just no words for that. Perhaps your business is suffering, or your job, you've lost your job. I mean, it's beyond the beyond. There's just no way to describe it. However, we can make a shift. We can shift our thoughts from fear to understanding. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Oh, good to see you again today. Leslie, nice that you're here. So that we shift our thinking. If you shift your thinking from all the concerns, all the noise outside, everything, all the chatter and the concern and the TV's blaring and wherever we're getting our news from, and I've suggested to you, turn it off. Turn it off. Don't listen to it 24/7, because you'll make yourself crazy, and that's not useful. So, and I know it's hard. It's kind of like, fear of missing out. We're going to miss something. What are you going to miss? I mean, what are you going to miss, really, that you must listen constantly? Nothing, because we've been sitting on our houses for weeks. So not much has changed. Of course, now we wear masks if we have to go out, right? So that was a big shift, right? Tremendous. Okay, well, you get the idea. Please do yourself a favor and don't listen. Because what I know, and my expertise, is in teaching what I call meditative contemplation, which for me has changed my life. And now more than ever, you have the opportunity to learn how to do that too, and to take advantage of this staying at home time if you are in that situation. To explore who you really are, and to get in touch with whatever your fears are. And that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to look at our fears and to say, oh, I see you, fear, and I'm going to let you go. I know, it sounds strange. It sounds like, that doesn't feel like I should do that. But in truth, you really should and can. You really can. And when you do, you're going to feel a lightness. You're going to feel like bricks have come off your shoulders, I swear, really, because we can do what we can do. What we can't do, what we have no control over, why worry about it? That's my take on it. So it's a beautiful time for us to open up to a new part of ourself that we may not have explored before. And Lorraine, you have explored this before, and I'd love to hear how you're doing with it, because Lorraine was one of my students in my meditation class, and I hope you're still using the techniques that we learned. Because it's about maintaining a daily routine. If you don't maintain a routine, you kind of fall away from it because, like anything else, if you don't continue to do something on a regular basis and make it a habit, you lose the incentive or the motivation. So it really is important that if we want to make changes, that we do them with the thought of saying, I'm going to do this every day or every whatever it is, that you need to do it so that you can make it a part of you. It becomes a part of you. It's like you'd miss it if you didn't have it. And that's how I feel about my morning practice. I would miss it if I didn't do it. So because it fills me up in such a way, it gives me the reason to feel happy and to be able to get through this horrendous situation feeling fine. I really have. I've been fine. I'm sad for people who are suffering, and I do feel awful about that. I've had even some illness in my family, no deaths to speak, so I'm glad of that. But personally, I view this as taking opportunities when I can to do things such as what I'm doing here with our calm in the storm. So today, it's Friday. And it may not make much of a difference to us because it seems like every day's the same. But for me, it is different because the weekend comes and I won't be doing the series. In fact, I do want to tell you that I have decided that because I've been planning something else to do, and I'm going to give you an opportunity in a minute. So hang on for that. But I decided that I was not going to continue a daily Facebook Live because I need time to implement the thing that I want to do next, which is going to be an 8-week series for learning how to quell your anxieties and your fears. I just think that's so important. We just need to keep constantly reminding ourselves that we can let our anxiety go. We really can. And even though it seems, like we shouldn't, like somehow there's like something that says, well, if you're not worried and if you're not upset, then there's something wrong with you. Well, no, there isn't anything wrong with you. I'm not saying you should be blasé. I'm not saying that you should be uncaring. I'm certainly not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that we can have a sense of equanimity, a sense of balance, a sense of going through this with calm so that we can be helpful where we can be helpful. If I'm all nervous and excited and upset and not able to think clearly, can I help anybody? Can I help a loved one who may be suffering or a neighbor or anybody else? No, I wouldn't be here if I were like that. So it's absolutely essential that we get a handle on our own being and get in touch. So today, what I wanted to talk about is and I'll tell you why this came up, of course, for many reasons, but I was invited to join a discussion. I'm an alma mater. Stony Brook is my alma mater. So they sent around things to the two graduates of the school that they were having this discussion about anxiety by the medical the doctors at the hospital. So I said, okay, I'll check that out. I said I can listen for a little while. So I did. I listened to that yesterday, and it was two doctors at Stony Brook who discussed how meditation, of all things, two doctors at Stony Brook talking about the benefits of meditation. Now, remember, if you were here last week, I spoke about how the big medical center in Michigan, which I can't, the name just escaped me, right? The big one that we all know of is touting the benefits of meditation. And so here we go. Here's Stony Brook saying the same thing. And they went on to talk about different types of meditation and breathing techniques, which we did a couple of weeks ago, right? And so all of these things. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm not a doctor. Maybe a doctor of the soul. I'm a doctor. I'm a metaphysician, but not a physician. And so I said, well, I'm not a doctor, but I've been doing this stuff for 40 years. Like this is not anything new to me. And and so it made me think that today what I'd like to talk about is where meditation started. Maybe we have some information, maybe we have misinformation, who knows, but let's just, I think that would be a nice thing to do, just get a sense of what meditation is, where it came from, and, how it started and stuff like that. So meditation, by the way, has existed in every major religion and many other philosophies throughout time. Okay, it's everywhere. It's not like you can say, oh, because I think mostly when we think of meditation, we think of yoga and Buddhism. And we say, oh, those are the people that meditate. But that's not true, okay? And I'll explain why I say that. But it is true that the meditation idea, or the first inkling we have of where it came from, comes from Hinduism, and that's several thousand years ago. There was something called the Sutras of Patanjali, and in it he talks about all of these things that, to go within, and, all the process of meditation, and taught that process in those sutras. A sutra is like a lesson or a teaching. So so that's several thousand years ago. So we have to assume that the idea of meditation started thousands of years ago, okay, in India. And then the next thing we have is Buddhism, and everybody knows about the Buddha, right? So we know about the Buddha because Buddhism is all about meditation and stuff like that. And so Buddhism was started by Siddhartha Gautama, who was born in 1563 BC. That's quite a long time ago. And he was an Indian prince. There's a wonderful story, which I will not go into, about how he became, who he was, a great spiritual leader. But needless to say, he of course promulgated this concept of meditation greatly, and he lived for many, many years teaching. So those teachings really went far and wide in India. People think Buddhism is Chinese or something, or Japanese or whatever, but actually he lived his whole life in India. And but then it did migrate east to other Asian countries, and particularly China, and then later into Japan. So then we have Zen Buddhism and stuff like that. But the point is that's how it works. It just kind of moves. When something is meant to happen, it just kind of begins its little move. So we have that. Now, Judaism is a little bit later, quite a bit later actually. Judaism, and this is where it's Judaism, Christianity, Islam are mainly it's not the what should I say, the core part of the religion that practices meditation per se. It's more of the mystical element. So, I did want to stop and say, I start with a meditation. I'm going to end with a meditation today, okay? Just in case you were wondering, because usually I do the meditation first. Here's my candle. I got the candle, but I figured I'd close with a meditation today. So Christianity and Judaism really have their mystical elements where they teach meditation. So in Judaism, we've heard of the Kabbalah, and in Kabbalistic teachings, there's talk about certain types of inner reflection and stuff like that. So Judaism has its way of having a meditation practice, and Christianity has developed something by a father Thomas Keating, his name was, and he started something called centering prayer. Now, Christians have been praying, thousands of years. And hi, Michelle, good to see you here today. They've been praying for thousands of years, and prayer, it's not the same as meditation, but it can have the same outcome, which is self-reflection, self-knowledge. If you're praying, you're asking God for help in understanding why something happened or what have you, what an answer to a pressing problem that you're having, and you receive an answer. What you're really doing is listening to your own inner guidance. So, you're welcome. You're welcome, Michelle. So it's really the same in that sense. If that's what you're doing. If you're saying rote prayers, that may not quite be it's not the same. It's not the same. But again, I'm not here to debate what you should do and what you shouldn't do. What I'm trying to explain is that in Christianity, you have your traditional prayer type of communication with God. But then Father Keating came along and started something called centering prayer, and that really is more of a turning inward and seeking inner knowledge and stuff like that. So we have that in Christianity. And Islam, the last major religion I'm going to talk about, has its mystical branch called the Sufis. And maybe on TV or somewhere you've seen Sufi dancers, and they whirl. They call the whirling dervishes, and they whirl around. It's amazing how they don't get dizzy and fall down. But if you've ever tried it, it's kind of interesting. You have to learn the secret, which I did because in my travels, as I was becoming an interfaith minister, I had gone to a Sufi temple downtown in Manhattan a number of times because I loved it. It was wonderful. And the way that they're so open and welcoming, and anybody can come. You don't have to be Muslim. Anybody can come. And we chanted and we danced together. We formed circles, and it was just so much fun. And there's something about group. Of course, we can't do this right now, but the group energy of wanting so much to feel the presence of God is just wonderful. So the Sufis do something called zikr, which is repeating the names of God in their songs and in their chants. So it's as really as you see a lot of in Hinduism too, the mantras and saying the name of God in various different ways. So that's a theme that kind of runs through, and it is a way to meditate. If you meditate on a name of God, then that's fine. That's great. That's fine. You can certainly do that because there are many ways to meditate. All right, then what happened? What happened back in the 60s was that a bunch of, I don't know why this happened. I really didn't research it that thoroughly. But hi, I'm Michael. So a bunch of musicians like the Beatles and people from universities, actually, what was his name? Timothy Leary and Ram Dass, who was Richard Alpert. He was a professor at Harvard, decided to go to India and find out what's this meditation all about. And they came back with Hindu meditation, which is Om, right? Sitting with your legs cross-legged and going Om, right? So that's what they brought back. And that's what most people think meditation is. It's chanting this Om and sitting cross-legged, and that's why a lot of people have kind of backed away from it because it's strange. They don't want to sit cross-legged. Their legs hurt. I know I can't do it for too long. And they don't want to sit on the floor, and they don't want to chant Om because it's a foreign language. So I understand all of that. And then along just a little bit after that, after that whole insurgent flood coming in from the east, and I don't know about Herbert Benson. I don't know if he went there or if he just started to hear about this meditation thing from other people, because he was at Harvard too, so who knows? I don't know if he knew Ram Dass at all or heard about him. It'd be interesting to find out. But anyway, he came up with something and wrote a bestseller. It was called The Relaxation Response, which was something that I read back then in this 80 or something when it came out. And in it, he talks about meditation, but he calls it the relaxation response. He doesn't call it meditation. And so that sounded a lot more comfortable and something other people would be interested in pursuing. And he's still alive today, Dr. Benson, and has, he must be 80 something, and he's still talking about meditation and has written several more books about it. So if you're interested, you could check him out. And but his first book, The Relaxation Response, was what really got him going. So, and in that book, he talks about the physiological benefits of meditation, which again is not something that was really emphasized with those early people, because they were really talking about having these visions of God and beauty and all of that stuff, and not so much physiological. Where Benson was strictly about physiological. It lowers your heart rate, your blood pressure, your anxiety levels, all this kind of thing. So it was all about the body-brain continuum that he was concerned about as a physician, obviously. So he wrote from that perspective, and that really got a lot more people interested in meditation in this country. And so I read that book, and I thought it was very interesting. And then I started studying something called A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles is my spiritual path. It's a book that you can buy anywhere, and but buy it online if you want to buy it right now. And it teaches its own form of meditation, which I have adopted most of that, plus some of Dr. Benson and a lot of the other stuff. I've come up with a combination of these things to develop my own meditation process, which I have called in the past Unveiling the Heart of Love. And so that's what I teach. I teach this process that I developed over many, many years, which is not about clearing your mind, and it's not about sitting cross-legged, and it's not about chanting foreign words. So none of those things. So anyway, so what I want to do is I want to start to show people that process, because I know how much it's helped me, and I know how much it can help other people as well. So that's what I'm aiming to do, and why I will not be doing my daily Calm in the Middle of the Storm from here on in. I'll be here on Fridays, though. I'll do my regular Friday Facebook Live. But I want to take the time to get this together and let you know. So if you're interested, by all means, please, I posted my email address. And by the way, if you've been trying to get my meditation and not been successful, let me know, because I've been having some issues with getting things properly organized on my website. We shifted over to a new website, a whole new thing, and it takes time to get all the wrinkles out. So if you are interested in getting those meditations, my goal is to have them available on YouTube. And so we're working on that. And I'm also working on putting the whole series of Calm in the Center of the Storm up on the YouTube. So they'll all be there. You can go back and look at them, and hopefully get some good hints on how to remain calm through this time and through any other time as well, because problems never go away, right? There's always another one. As soon as you get rid of one, another one shows up. So I think it'll be good for quite some time. So those are the things that are happening in the future. And if you're interested in that, please just shoot me your email. I left my email there. You can leave me an email and just say interested, or calm, or guided meditations, whatever you want to say, and I will be sure to let you know what's happening with that and when it's going to happen. And I will mention it on Fridays as well, too, as I get it put together. So, all right, so I told you a little bit about meditation and where it came from, and how all the major religions have some form of meditation practice within them, because it is a universal truth that there is great, great benefit in seeking that inner calm that we all have available to us in one form or another, so many different ways. Thanks, Lorraine. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't stop. No. So, all right. So I've mentioned all of that, told you what I'm up to. And now we're going to close with a meditation for a change, okay? Because usually we open with it, but today I'm going to close with it. So here's our candle. All right. Is it straight? Yeah. And, and I wanted to share. I mentioned this yesterday because I did a whole thing on edible plants yesterday that I dig out from my yard, and I mentioned that I was growing sunflower seeds. So here's one of my sunflower seed plants. I got a whole bunch of them. You want one? Send me an email. Okay. All righty. So, as I always say, you can look at the candle as we do our breath. Today we can just do our box breath. How about that? We'll do the box breath today, which is 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out. Okay? 4 in, no. 4 in, hold 4, out 4, and then hold again 4. Sorry. Got that wrong. Okay, so it's going to be, we're going to blow it out, then we're going to breathe into the count of 4, we're going to hold for the count of 4, we're going to exhale for the count of 4, and then we're going to hold again for the count of 4. Okay? All right, so here we go. Blow it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And breathe normally. All right, now just let yourself in your totally relaxed state now. Feel the benefits of that breath. A little tingliness maybe, a little sense of energy. It just feels so good. And what's wonderful is it brings us right here into this moment. So in this moment, as we sit here, either looking at the candle or with our eyes closed, sitting comfortably, breathing normally, I just want you to know that you have everything within you to do what you need to do. You have everything within you to be peaceful and calm, to be creative and joyful. You have all of that within you everywhere you go all the time. And today we're going to spend a couple of minutes allowing ourselves to be aware of our ability to find that peace and calm within us. Because part of us loves the excitement of anxiety. We love it. You know, there's a part that just loves to get all worked up and anxious. But that's not the part of us that loves us. There is another part of our mind, being, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that does love us, that wants us to be peaceful, that encourages us to feel calm and relaxed and balanced. And so it's up to us to encourage it by focusing in, by opening up, by letting go of that desire. And it is a desire to feel anxious, to feel upset, to feel sad, to feel angry. All of those emotions are choices that we make because, we're on ego automatic, what I call, we're on ego automatic. And so we've made those choices seem appropriate. And they are appropriate if you want to be unhappy. So we can make a new choice. We can say no more. I do not choose to hold on to those emotions. They'll come up. I'm not saying they'll never come again, but they will come up. But we can see them quickly, catch them, and say no, I will not stay there. I don't deserve it. The people around me that I love don't deserve it. When I get grumpy or nasty or sad, no more. So we have to learn how to let go of what we have no power to control. We have power to control our thoughts. We have power to control how we use our body. We don't have the power to control outside circumstances, such as illness, disease, disaster. No. But we do have the ability to determine how we will live through, negotiate through those situations. So now I want you to just, for a moment or two in the stillness, open yourself to becoming aware of what you're feeling right now. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling, whatever it is you're feeling? Acknowledge it. I don't want you to deny it. No, you don't want to deny it. You want to acknowledge it, and then you want to say, no more. I choose not to let you stay in my presence. Okay? Okay, a couple of minutes. come on back. And let's take one more slow, deep breath in, filling up with a sense of joy and happiness in this moment that you make the decision in your mind about how you live your life. And as you exhale that breath, feel how good that feels to be back in control again. Back in control. Yeah, sounds good, right? All right, my dear people. Many blessings. Enjoy the weekend here on Long Island. Tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day, so get out there, get some vitamin D sunshine, and enjoy whatever you may do. Take care of yourself. Be well, and see you next Friday. Okay. Bye-bye for now.